Bear with me. The only reading I could find today is a little bit lengthy. So just bear with me. I am a mother of three. Ages 14, 12, and 3. And I recently completed my college degree. The last class I had to take was sociology. And then my voice changed. The teacher was absolutely inspiring with the qualities that I wish every human had been graced with. Her last project of the term was called Smile. The class was asked to go out and smile at 3 people and document their reactions. I'm a very friendly person and always smile at everyone and say hello anyway, so I thought this would be a piece of cake, literally. Soon after we were assigned the project, my husband, my youngest son, and I went to McDonald's one crispy March morning. It was just our way of sharing special playtime with our son. We were standing in a line waiting to be served when all of a sudden, everyone around us began to back away. And then even my husband did. I did not move an inch. An overwhelming feeling of panic welled up inside of me as I turned to see why they had moved. As I turned around, I smelled a horrible dirty body odor. And there standing behind me were 2 poor homeless men. As I turned around, as I looked down at the short gentleman close to me, he was smiling. His beautiful brown eyes were full of God's light as he searched for acceptance. He said, "Good day," as he counted the few coins he had been clinching. The second man fumbled with his hands as he stood behind his friend. I realized the second man was mentally challenged and the brown-eyed gentleman was his salvation. I held my tears as I stood there with them. The young lady at the counter asked him what they wanted. He said, "Coffee is all, miss," because that's all they could afford. If they had wanted to sit in the restaurant and warm up, they had to buy something. He just wanted to be warm. Then I really felt it. The compassion was so great I almost reached out and embraced the little man with the brown eyes. That is when I noticed all eyes in the restaurant was set up on me, judging my every action. I smiled and asked the young lady behind the counter to give me 2 more breakfast meals on a separate tray. I then walked around the corner to the table that the man has chosen as a resting spot. I put the tray on the table and laid my hand on the brown-eyed gentleman's cold hand. He looked up at me with tears in his eyes and said, "Thank you." I leaned over and began to pet his hand and said, "I did not do this for you. God is here working through me to give you hope." I started to cry as I walked away to join my husband and son. When I sat down, my husband smiled at me and said, "That is why God gave you to me, honey, to give me hope." We held hands for a moment, and at that time, we knew only because of the grace that we had been given were we able to give. We are not churchgoers, but we are believers. That day showed me the pure light of God's sweet love. I returned to college on the last evening of class with the story in hand. I turned in my project and the instructor read it. Then she looked up at me and said, "Can I share this?" I slowly nodded as she got the attention of the class. She began to read, and that is when I knew we as human beings and being part of God share this need to heal people and to be healed. In my own way, I had touched the people at McDonald's, my son, the instructor, and every soul that shared the classroom on that last night as I spent as a college student. I graduated with one of the biggest lessons I would ever learn: unconditional acceptance. Much love and compassion is sent to each and every person who may hear this message. An angel wrote, "Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your heart. To handle yourself, use your head. To handle all others, use your heart. God gives every bird its food, but he does not throw it into the nest. God bless you.